Farid, we're listening to you. We can see you actually.
Yeah, me too. I'm hearing you. I am just trying to share my presentation with you. Can you see it?
Yes, we see you and we hear you.
Perfect. Thank you. So, thank you very much for this presentation, and I'm very happy I was wise to take part in this nice conference and to share with the experts and the attendees some of the work we are doing on pension sustainability in Algeria. So, my presentation today. So, before to start, I am Farid FLICI. I'm a senior research fellow at the Center for Research in Applied Economics for Development in Algiers, Algeria. So I'm the head of the Actuarial Demography Working Group, and I work mainly on the applications of demographic change on the pension sustainability in Algeria. So my presentation today will be on way or an option or reform option to improve the sustainability of PAYG ecosystem, which is contribution cap. So my question would on previous publication of me in collaboration with Professor Inmaculada Dominguez Fabian from the University of Extremadura in Spain, which was published in 2024 in the risks review, and the original title of the paper was Sustaining Algeria's Retirement System in the Population Aging Context, called Contribution Cap Strategy Work. So before to go to the details of this paper, I will start with, because this presentation builds on two previous other publications. The first one was in 2020, which has as an objective to assess the future of financial sustainability of Algerian retirement system. And as we observe here, we observe here the deficit of the Algerian retirement system is expected to reach 60% from the total retirement incomes by 2050. So it was necessary to move forward and to start thinking about which will be the best options, reform options. So in another paper, we just so the question or the challenge was to identify which type of pension reforms will be more adequate to the current context. So we needed to we were asked to answer one main question. So if the parametric reforms will be enough to fix this issue related to the financial stability of NAP. So our second contribution was published in 2023, and it was about the limits of parametric reforms. What I mean by parametric reforms is postponing the retirement age or reducing the replacement rate and so on. So it's just playing with the parameters of the system without changing the system itself, because the Algerian system works following the pay-as-you-go principle, and it's pillar one only. So the current generation of workers pay contributions for to pay the pension benefits of the current retirees. So that means that the financial balance of the retirement fund is very related to the demographic balance between the population at working age and the population at retirement age. So historically, this balance was at six people or more. I mean, 6 people at working age for 1 people at retirement age. But it's expected to decrease in future years. So, and to reach less than 3 people at working age for 1 people at retirement age by around 2040. So to go with this assessment, we carried out a multi analysis where we have assessed a total of 300,000 scenarios crossing from one side the environment variables, including the population change, the employment scenarios, the salaried employment scenarios, the also other scenarios about the affiliation of workers to social security. We have also assessed other scenarios about the wage evolution rate and also collection rate, or how many contributions are actually paid to social security. It's a difference between the actual contributions paid and the theoretical one. On the other hand, we assessed also some reform options like postponing the retirement age to 63 for men and 60 for women, or 65 for men, 62 for women. So currently the retirement age in Nigeria is 60 for men, and it's in average 57 for women. Also, we currently we use only the last years of the activity age to estimate the reference wage. So we studied also the possibility to extend this period to become 10 years or 12 years. We also studied used three scenarios about the contribution rates, which are currently 18.75%. So also consider two other scenarios of 20% and 22%. So as the outcomes of this study, what we see here is the ratio of the incomes to expenses within the pension system. So a value of 1 means there is a balance. There is a perfect balance between incomes and outcomes. And we observe here the difference between the baseline scenario or the current scenario. So currently the total contributions to retirement system in Nigeria cover only 50% of the total expenses. The rest is covered by the public budget in the framework of the social protection policy of the state. So the three color scale represent different levels of reform options. So the purple one or layer represent the no reform scenario. So if we don't take any reform options, we will have as a maximum the ratio of incomes to expenses will be at 50% at max. The second layer represented here in orange and sometimes in green represent the evolution of the income expenses balance if we make only slight parametric reform. So we can only postpone the retirement age to 62 for men and 60 for women, and also increase the contribution rate to 20% from the monthly wage. So the best scenario is provided by the heavy or the major reforms, which means increasing the pension age to 65 for men and 63 for women, and also increase the contribution rate to 22% from the current wage. So that's not enough to completely fix the problem of sustainability entirely. So we need to make some other decisions and to decide or to study the possibility to make more adequate research or research on the possible reform options. So that's what's the objective of our current paper, which is to study if contribution cap strategy works. So what means the contribution strategy? That means that we will cover only a part of the salaries. we are not going to allow all people to contribute for their whole salary, but we keep the current system as it is. We just need to decrease the generosity of the system, so to give less for the same amount of the contribution, but we need to focus only on the lower band of the salaries. So to do so, we consider the evolution of the average salary by age. We have the salary 20 years, 50,000 dinars. So with increase following an logarithmic trend until the age of 60 to become around 65 on average. So that's this range. We need to define, for example, the cap depending on the distribution of the salary. So the share of salary, the salary below the bar will be contributed to social security or to pension, and while the to contribution and will not be the final pension. So, and we observe here this is on the financial sustainability of the system. So we observe that it's only starting from a cap of 60% from the salaries, that we can hope in certain conditions, environmental conditions like economic and socio-demographic conditions, with which need to meet some minor reform options or major parametric reform options, we can expect here to have a positive balance of the pension system. Sorry. And we observe here that at a cap of 40%, if we make significant change on the pension parameters, like to set the retirement age at a level of 65 years for men and 63 for women, and also we increase the contribution rates to 22%, and also if there is an increase in the employment rate and the affiliation rate to Social Security, can help to have a positive balance from now to 2055. So this excedent we can use then later to fill the deficit for the period from 2050 to 2070. That's a summary of the different findings or results we obtained with the different gaps. No gap, we have 80% gap, 60% gap, and 40% gap. So in conclusion, we need that the first conclusion that came out from this research was that parametric reforms will not be enough to fix completely or entirely the sustainability issue of the Algerian pension system. So we need to move to other reform options like that, the one we have seen here, which can be efficient in some cases if the reform options that we have proposed fit positive evolution of the economic and socio-demographic parameters. So on the other hand, this reform or capping contribution will not penalize the low salary, so it will maybe reduce the benefits of the high salary only without any decrease for the low salary people or workers which have the lowest salary. And so we can also then we can think about implementing a second or a third pillar of pensions, the second pillar which can which can follow the same principle as the PAYG ecosystem, but with lesser generosity, and also a third pillar which can be optional and privately managed and fully funded system. And thank you very much for your attention. I will be happy to answer any questions that you may have, and that's my web page where you can see and you can read the details about this research project and all the publications that have been made out from this project. And thank you once again for this presentation. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Farid.
Thank you.
The best.